For example, like tonight, there won't be a lot to do because there is no internet, so I can't sit there watching YouTube or anything. So I will probably end up editing this video. It depends, I suppose. Depends how I feel. Anyways, there's another little brook running along the side of me here. Down here, it's only a little one, look. I bet in spring that'll be teeming with tadpoles and... Oh, this path meanders on uphill. Oh, God. That means if it goes uphill, that's got to come downhill. That's the worst bit for my knees, is the downhill bit. Uphill ain't so bad. Downhill's a pain in the knee. Anyway, we'll enjoy it because we'll enjoy being at the top here. You never know, I might even get a vague signal on my phone. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know if there's a second walk that branches off to the left here through this gate, or whether that's just that may well just be a farmer's gate. Could well be a farmer's gate, that one, Rambo. Well, this one's a well-constructed path. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's a very well-constructed uphill path. Can you get a sense of how uphill that is? Look. Hee-hee. We're in for a bit of fun, aren't we? I think I've mentioned before that these boots are great for walking. They're really sturdy, but from time to time they can be quite slippery underfoot, and I'm very aware of that because I slipped over a few times. Now we're coming up to a more gravelly section instead of those cobble sets. This is better. That's better. That's much better. I just got to turn you off a second while I clean up Rambo's doings. We'll have you back on, you won't even notice the break. So, that's that done. Onwards and upwards. Whew. I wonder what you lot are up to for New Year. I wonder how many of you are away in the peace and quiet. I wonder how many of you are off out for a meal with your friends and families. I wonder how many of you are staying in, hoping it's nice and quiet. Probably watching a bit of telly and all that malarkey. We all do different things, don't we? Good job we do, really. Otherwise that'd be a dull old world, wouldn't it? Well, we are nearly at the top of this particular section. However, I have choices now. I can continue up, or I can continue along this lower section. And guess what? I'm going along this lower section. Rambo's going up. Yeah, he was until he saw I was coming. Oh no, he's off up there. I'll see you again then, Rams. We're going along here. He'll follow in a minute when he realises. Here he goes. He's off, look. Doing his zoomies. The river valley. Still down there, look. Meandering along. Oh, it's really lovely. It's quite windy. I mentioned that earlier. I don't know whether you can hear it because I got my wind muffler on the little microphone that I use. I don't even know if you can hear me. I think you can because there's a little green bar on my camera that I can see when I'm talking. I can hear when I'm talking and all. I guess you lot can. This is nice walking through this valley. I was just sitting there in the van thinking, well, I can't sit here all day long, boring myself stupid. So I decided, I was waiting for lunch, you see. What I was doing was waiting to have lunch. And then I was going to come out after lunch. But I decided to bring my lunch with me and have a little packed lunch on the journey. I'm quite warm now because I got 5 layers on. I got a hat on. I got a snood round my neck. Ugh. I've got thermal insulated trousers on, walking trousers. Obviously, the new insoles that I bought for my boots are also, as well as being carbon impregnated and this impregnated and all the other impregnated, also has a thermal barrier in it. So my tootsies is nice and warm and comfortable. There's a lot of sand up here. It must be natural sand. I don't think they've brought it up here. Of course, we forget that back in the day, before our time even, this would have been under the sea. So there would be natural sand beds in amongst the soil. And this is one of them places where it clearly was. I suppose some of these mountains might have had the heads popping out. But then again, I don't know, because some of these mountains and hills are created by the ice age. The ice age. When the snow melt come down and brought all the boulders with it and carved its way through the land and created all these big hills. So I don't know if they would have been poking out the top of the sea, or if at one time, I suppose it could have just been a very flat seabed, and when these boulders come through, they just took all the soft layer and created all these valleys. I suppose I'd have to look into the old geology for that. I don't remember doing geology at school. I suppose we might have done. Anyway, that was too far away to remember. And even if it was, I doubt I was very good at it. I can see the path. Can you see the path? I know you can see the immediate bit, but I can also see it winding its way slightly uphill around this next rise. And all we're doing is sitting in a little valley. Now, what I did notice earlier on, there is a war memorial at the entrance to this footpath, and it remembers the air servicemen of America, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Poland, I think it was. And it commemorates the lives that were lost for planes that were practicing through these valleys, and they obviously had a few accidents, and that's what it was commemorating. Although there was a list of about 20 odd servicemen on it, so they must have been quite frequent. But you can imagine that they would practice bombing runs through these tight valleys, which would have served them in the when they were bombing over Europe, I suppose. Anyway, that was a bit unusual to see. I wasn't expecting to find a war memorial out here, but there we go. You find them everywhere, don't you? Oh, he tripped over then. Oh, this is good, isn't it, Rams? Anyway, I've been running on now for 30 odd minutes, so I'm going to switch off now, and I'm going to continue this walk. I don't know if I'll do any more filming today. I might do, but by the time this video goes out, that will be well past New Year. But I'll wish you a happy New Year anyway. And I'm going to log off now and put my hands in my pockets so that I can get them warm again. So I bid you farewell. Don't forget, folks, if you do like what you've seen, heard, or a combination of both, if you could press that subscribe button, that does help, or it might help, I suppose. Press it for Rambo if you're not going to press it for me. And if you want to not miss any, you can always press that that bell thing that tells you when I next do a video. And you can always press like, I suppose, if you'd like it. They don't have a dislike one, or do they? They might have a dislike one. If you don't like it, press that one. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Hope you enjoy your new year. Take care of yourselves until next time. Bye for now.